It's the building blocks of our society.
The foundation of K through 12 education.
Literacy is all around us, and we're going to show you how it impacts our everyday culture.
And how, as educators, we are teaching the next generation.
With new and innovative methods and techniques.
This is Literocity. Hi, I'm Danielle Campbell, and welcome to Literocity. We're so excited to launch our new concept program around literacy in Pinellas County and all around the state of Florida. In this show, we will start here at the Poynter Institute in St. Petersburg, where English language arts leaders and teachers are learning from some of the finest master teachers in the country. Holly Slaughter talks to some of the elementary language arts coaches about their summer workshop, digging deeper into the English language arts model, and show us how teachers are getting tools to help them with the new Florida standards. We'll go into the classroom to see an exceptional kindergarten lesson. Chastity Downing takes us to Summer Bridge, where middle school students are diving into young adult literature to heighten their reading and comprehension skills. So, we have a lot going on in the show, but first let's get started at the Poynter Institute with our very own Holly Slaughter.
Thanks, Danielle. We're here at the Poynter Institute in downtown St. Petersburg for a collaboration with Dr. Roy Peter Clark and master teachers from all over West Florida to learn more about the Florida standards. For more than 30 years, the Poynter Institute has partnered with the Pinellas County School District to offer writing workshops for both teachers and students. In 1983, nationally acclaimed author Roy Peter Clark started a summer writers camp aimed to hone student and teacher writing skills. Even today, as America's writing coach, the best-selling author passes along his tips in his new book, The Art of X-Ray Reading: How the Secrets of 25 Great Works of Literature Can Improve Your Writing.
So if we want to take students and turn them into adults, citizens, who can read and write and talk about how meaning is made, how meaning works, why that lead is why one lead is a better one than another, we have to give them the opportunity to practice it.
Anywhere a kind of community of teachers get together to talk about the craft of writing, the craft of reading, the craft of teaching and speaking, and practicing these things, exchanging ideas and strategies, solving problems. That's one of the most powerful educational forces in the world. And the Poynter Institute, as you know, has a long history of treating teachers like professionals and inspiring the best in them and learning from them so that all great things can be passed on to our students, which makes our community stronger.
Roy Peter Clark has been an incredible mentor to many of us in the district. And in the afternoon session, staff developers Mary Osborne, Paige Michael, Connie Deerking, and myself follow up Clark's work with breakouts on subjects designed to sharpen advanced skills of reading and writing. Something Pinellas County teachers have heard all summer long with our own professional development. Also, you've been doing digging deeper trainings this summer with fourth grade teachers. So how do you see the work here at the Institute, the Summer Institute at Poynter, connected to the work that you're doing and you're digging deeper for fourth grade?
Well, it's actually connected more than I would have imagined because of the digging deeper. We're really looking at reading and writing side by side and how to read like a reader and read like a writer and read like a scientist and a musician and all kinds of ways to read.
At the Digging Deeper, we're talking a lot about mentor text and how that text really should drive your reading and your writing teaching. And so by helping teachers and students study good reading to make good writing. It goes hand in hand, the work that we're doing at Digging Deeper, as well as the work we're doing here this week at Poynter.
So how would you connect the work of this institute with the work that you've been doing this summer in your Digging Deeper training?
I think any time that we're asking kids to do reading and writing in any form, that it needs to start with oral. And so in Digging Deeper, we want to make sure that that foundation is laid pretty much like what we talked about today. So if whatever structure we're practicing in writing, that we are giving kids opportunity to practice it orally before we ask them to take it to paper. So, and we've talked a lot about vocabulary instruction and having some kind of routine and being deliberate about the words that we're teaching so that we get the bang for our buck type of words.
One of the teachers in Connie's session is Jackie Young, who taught kindergarten at Melrose Elementary last school year. During that time, she worked with Connie on a lesson that involves oral storytelling. Let's take a look.
We're here today at Melrose Elementary in a kindergarten classroom. Early in the year, we realized that oral language is a very important piece to what we're doing in the early grades. And we provided a training at the beginning of the school year on an oral language routine. This routine allowed teachers to spend time during the day engaging their students in activities and processes that allowed them to practice their oral language. And one piece of this routine is called oral storytelling. Miss Young at Melrose embraced this method of teaching, and it has taken it along. I brought friends, right? So we want to hear this great storytelling work that you've been doing.
Connie came in and we all sat down together on the floor for the oral story, and we did it together as a class. And she brought bubbles and she blew bubbles around the classroom, and the students observed the bubbles and watched them, and we watched their reactions to the bubbles. And once we did that, we talked about it. What did they see? What did they hear? What did they look like to them?
So what this oral storytelling does is it allows kids to find a shared event and practice it as it would be a story in a book, and then it springboards to all kinds of different activities and practice that you could do during the day.
So today we're going to practice our story, all right? So let's get our hands ready. All right, we're going to tell the story using our hands first by turning the pages, okay? So who can tell me the title of our story? Zenaya.
The Bubble Story.
The Bubble Story, very good. Then together we kind of talked about what we wanted in the story. And we had already pre-typed up the story so it was guided for them. And then once it was guided, we gave them a sentence, and then we drew the pictures, the symbol grid. So we talked to them and drawing the pictures to show, okay, I said today is a bubble blowing day, so we drew a picture of myself speaking. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Today is a bubble blowing day, said Miss Young. Also, bubbles are shiny and bright. We watch the bubbles float around our heads.
Well, we know through tons of research that oral language is the foundation for comprehension later in life. And we have new standards, speaking and listening standards with the Common Core that require us to be teaching explicitly into language. And so coming up with ways to do this throughout the day in a more organic way is what Ms. Young was looking for with her students. Lining up the story.
So what we did was we brought the children together and we did a shared event and we front-loaded the story to the students. And we did this because students, they're lacking story language. So what we did is we front-loaded it to them and we told it to them as a story.
We get them in kindergarten, and we know that many of these children are low language, and we know the importance that language has in everything that they're going to do for the rest of their life. So starting early, building this bank of vocabulary in an authentic way, where they're telling stories of their life, stories of things that just happened to them. And through these shared events, Ms. Young was able to embed vocabulary that she wants her kids to practice. She was able to embed story structure that she wants her kids to practice. And besides that, build confidence, and this is something I can do. I can tell a story and I can do it really well.
All right, our next picture. Let me see who can do our next picture for us. Look at the picture we just did. We love to blow bubbles because they are pretty.
Also, bubbles are shiny and bright.
Also, bubbles are shiny and bright. Very good.
Also, bubbles are shiny and bright.
Very good. You guys are doing a wonderful job.
All right, our next
I'm seeing great results. The students, when they're talking, even on the playground and when they're talking to adults, their oral language has gone up tremendously. They are showing expression when they're talking, even in writing and even in their books. When they see the quotation marks or when they see an exclamation point or a question mark, their voice changes. The kids are really confident now. At first, when we first started the stories, they were very quiet and they were unsure of themselves. And even with the hand gestures, they didn't want to do them and they weren't sure. And now they love it. They are so excited to share the oral stories. We share them with other classrooms here at school. We show them to, I videotape them and we share them with other teachers, with administration. They love it. They love to write now. It was pulling hair at the beginning of the year to get them to write me a sentence, a story, even in interactive writing. It was very difficult. Now I can barely get them to stop writing. They can write me story after story every single day, even the oral story. They can write me sentences about it every single day and tell me their favorite parts. And they're looking at the words on the sentence strips and writing the sentences, and they know what they're writing. They're taking what they know and they're putting it on the paper, and they do great. It's amazing. Wonderful job, friends. All of you, kiss those brains twice. 2 times. You guys are so smart. They have grown a lot. Coming from, knowing from where they come from and walking in here every single day, it's amazing. The kids are amazing. All right, friends, you ready?
Today is a bubble blowing day, said Miss Young. Do you want
They make me love coming to school every single day, and I wouldn't change that at all.
also bubble are shiny?
They come to school and they want to tell me about everything, and they come to school like, Miss Young, we did this over the weekend. I'm like, perfect, we can write a story about that. Tell me who was in your story. Use your oral language that we've worked on. And they do it. They can write me 3-page stories now. In the beginning of the year, I could barely get them to write anything for me. And I love it. These kids are amazing.
When we come back, Chastity Downing takes us to Summer Bridge at Meadowlawn Middle School, where students are diving into a current favorite. But first, Dave Cook takes us to a festival that showcases a new take on a classic favorite. Literocity continues in a moment.